Okay, today I'm going to talk to you about foam rolling, and if you don't already have a foam roller, you want to get one because ideally you use it nearly every day. The black rollers tend to be a bit firmer, the white rollers tend to be a little bit softer, and there's everything in between. So find a roller that works for you. This one is 3 feet long. You can also get a 12-inch and also an 18-inch roller. I have one back there. That you could travel with. So that's kind of ideal for traveling. Here's the really short one. This is the 1 foot roller. I take this in my backpack as a carry-on when I travel, and you can do most things with it except for the very last stretch that we're going to do today. So let's begin by just talking a little bit about why foam rolling is important. It really helps for you to increase blood flow, start to warm up the muscles, but also the tendons and the tissues in your body. And in addition to that, it gives you feedback about what's going on with your body and anything is particularly tight or bothersome or troublesome before you start a workout. I generally recommend that you do some foam rolling before a workout, sometimes also during a workout, and at the end of a workout. In addition, it's also a great thing that you could do and spend 30 minutes as a recovery day when you're not working out, or if you're particularly sore, or the day after a race or something like that. It's a great idea to do what we're going to do today, and that's a thorough foam rolling of your whole body, and have that be your active recovery or your active rest. So let's get right into it, and we're going to start with the calves. So the calves you can do either together or separate, and you'll just want to place the roller underneath your calves. Go ahead and lift your butt up, and you can roll forward and back. For many people, that's not enough pressure, so you can take one leg on top of the other and just increase the pressure of pushing down into the calf. Now you do want to roll the central part of the calf, but also the outside and the inside. So you can kind of lean your legs over to the side, and you can do that with the stack as well. And you just want to find the places that are a little bit more intense, and make sure that you do get up close to the back of the knee. So you want to get the whole range from the ankle up towards behind the knee. On the flip side, we have the shins, and sometimes those of you that start running or doing some treadmill work going uphill, your shins might get sore like shin splints, and you can do the shins in this way where you come on top of the roller and you kind of tuck the knees into the chest and then roll back. And again, like the calves, it feels nice to kind of lean to the outside a little bit because that's really where the tibialis, the shin muscle, is. So you can really get outside there and roll the shins. This one feels quite good if you've never done it before. It's a great one to try. Okay, moving up the leg, we're going to go to the hamstrings. Similar to what we talked about in the calves, for some people, the double leg hamstring is super mild. And so again, you can stack the feet, and it's very similar to the calf. You want to also rotate a little bit in and a little bit out on the hamstring. One of the ways I like to get the hamstring is actually once I've done my IT band, I kind of just loop around and get a little bit of the back of the leg here once I've done the IT band. So why don't we just go right into the IT band since I mentioned it, and this is kind of from the knee to the hip. Everybody rolls this a little bit differently. I just want to make sure that you're getting close to the knee. And I'm showing you the advanced version right now. I'll show you, if this is too intense, I'll show you something slightly less. You also want to get up to the hip, but you don't really want to go over the hip bone or the leg bone. So kind of the top of the leg bone to the knee. So that's the advanced version. The less advanced version where it's just, if that's too much and your leg is just really screaming, take the top leg in front to the floor, give yourself enough room, and keep that leg lifted if you can underneath, and just roll forward and back. Okay, so that's our IT band. Let's move on to the glutes. So commonly sort of crossed on the leg here. To open up the hip and the glute, you want to take the ankle over the knee. You can hang on to it as an anchor with your hand, and then you're going to roll this side of the leg that's crossed all around the glute. Now you don't want to just pick one spot and roll it. You want to kind of come and kind of go kind of flat to the roller with your low back, And you can even go up into the low back, as you see that I'm going pretty far down. This takes a little finesse, so give yourself some practice and time. And then also get way out to the side, okay? So kind of like the side of the glute, that little pocket there, that might feel pretty good to you. And in addition, you want to roll up over the sit bone. That's an area, particularly where your piriformis is, connects in there, that sometimes that's a tender area. So come up and over the sit bone. Remember, the leg that's crossed is the direction you lean, and that's the glute that you want to roll. Okay, let's review now in the legs, the quads. So to do a double leg quad, you're going to put your arms on the floor. I see a lot of people do it like this, but you see what my low back does? So it's comfortable if you come down onto the forearms. So you can roll up and back. Again, take care not to roll over the knee, but do get close to the knee. And if you need to walk your arms, you can kind of do a little bit of this. What I recommend if you have long legs, I don't have that problem, but if you have long legs, work a little bit by the knee area and then go up a little bit higher, okay, toward the quads. Also a little variation here. Turn the toes in and roll, and then turn the toes out and roll. You'll feel different parts of the quad. If this is enough for you, stick with this option. If it's not, go on to the single leg quad option. So what you'll do is you'll take, I had it reversed here. You're going to take one knee to the floor and kind of bring it out into a bend here. And then you're going to roll the other leg by itself, the other quad by itself. Okay? Same thing that we did with the variation of the calves and the hamstrings and the glutes is you want to kind of get a little bit to the outside of the thigh. So this outer ridge of the thigh, you want to roll there as well. Single leg quad may be too intense. Go ahead and do the double leg quad option. Okay. The hardest one to explain, and I'm going to show it from a couple different angles. This is the adductor. This is the inside of the thigh. So you're going to lay with the roller going vertical with your body. Place the leg on top of it, but just inside the knee. Then the arms come to the floor. This leg is in the air. The other leg back here, if you can see it, I'm going to push it to the floor, and I'll show you a side view of this in a moment, and then lift off. So my left knee is off the floor, all my weight is on the roller, and I'm going to roll out to the groin, and then I'm going to come back. Every time I'm going to readjust, bring the knee back up the roller to about 90 degrees to the body, and roll out. This takes a lot of finesse. Don't give yourself a hard time if you're not getting it, but there's some really great spots in the adductors that you should feel and get the benefit of some rolling. Okay, let me show you the side position for that. I'll show you both sides. Okay, here's the side where you can see my leg closest to you, and I'm really reaching it out across the roller. Watch how I adjust it at every rep. Because what tends to happen is the leg will go down there, and then you're rolling like that, and you really want to get the leg up and have access to the inside of the thigh. Let me show you what's happening with the leg that's been behind from the camera view. So when you load the leg onto the roller, this leg, you lift the knee up off the floor. That now puts all the weight and pressure onto the roller, and then you have that toe still on the floor with just your elbows. Okay? Remember to adjust the leg every time so that you get a good quality roll and you really have access to the adductor. I'm saying the adductor, you might think of that like your inner thigh, okay, or the insides of the quads. All right, let's get into the back. So the back roll, you have to be very careful with long t-shirts, long hair, and hoods. Okay, so I'm going to put my hood on, because otherwise it'll get pulled under the roller and it will choke you, okay? So you gotta watch your strings as well. Be careful with this. So the low back is pretty tender, so why don't you start at the middle of the back, lift your hips, and then you're gonna roll to the upper back. Okay, I'm just gonna move my hands so you can see me. So the legs are bending to allow you to roll down and up. Now, to get the upper back, You can also lean to the left side and get even up around your traps and the whole left side of the spine. And then you can lean to the other side and get the other side as well up to the trap, okay? Now, the lower back doesn't have ribs there, so it's a little bit more tender, and do this when it feels comfortable. So you're kind of scooping up like a C in the lower back. You can also go to the left, and you can also go to the right, okay? So that's the back and the lower back, upper back, lower back. Most people don't like the lower back to start because it's pretty intense. The lats are really, really important, and some of you know how to do this already, and some of us could do this more often. So the lats, we're going to roll from the armpit down, sometimes just a little bit above the armpit, but really in this region of the body, side to side, as well as up and down. So place the roller under your armpit. You're not getting way down into the ribs, okay? You want to kind of start from the armpit and come down just a touch. You're going to just kind of rock your body forward and back. Notice I didn't lift my hips up. That's a lot of pressure on the lats, and it might be too much. So I'm just going to rock it forward and back. And once I've found a little bit of feeling there, then I can open, lean away, and close. Okay, so this opening and closing motion helps you really get into the lats. Your legs can do whatever. I just tend to have them a little bit bent here for good leverage. Now, once you've done that spot, adjust. Bring the roller down a little bit. Rock it. Okay, this might be more intense in this location. Then you can, again, open and close. And you can also test the area right at the armpit as well. That might give you some intensity. There's a lot of musculature that comes into the back of the shoulder blade, and rolling over that can feel quite nice. When you go to a massage therapist, they will oftentimes get into that area. So hunt around and find the spots. Remember, rock it and then open and close for the lats. This one is really effective, particularly if your goal is better posture, opening up your chest, shoulders. And lastly, I'm going to show you a chest opener stretch. So you're going to lie with the roller underneath your butt and your head. If you're really tall, just make sure that your head is definitely not hanging over the top of it. Legs are wide for balance and stability. Then go ahead and open the arms out. The goal here is to let your chest kind of lift and open and bring the shoulder blades together. This is not really a doing stretch. The most benefit you'll get from it is if you can relax and breathe and let gravity just open the shoulders and stretch through the pecs. You can find a different stretch by changing the arms. Okay, so we've gone up a little bit. You can continue to go up. And it's a good idea to stop and pause and hold and breathe. And then the highest option up, that may not be comfortable for everyone's shoulders, and listen to your body there, but that will kind of start to get down into the lats as well as the chest. So I encourage you to find a position that feels good, but don't move the entire stretch. Do pick a spot and stay there and breathe and hold, and it usually feels really good. Okay, so that's our introduction to how to use the foam roller. Remember that they come in different sizes. This is the 12-inch. You can also get one a little taller, the 18-inch. And they also come in different sort of pressure amounts. Remember that it's a good idea to use your roller before a workout, after your workout. You could also do it during the workout. And what I mean by that is oftentimes when my clients have like something that kind of pulls or gets really tight during the workout, say we're doing a lunge exercise and their quad gets really tight, I'll have them roll at the end of the set during their rest period, and then they'll do the exercise again. Oftentimes clients notice that that area loosens up after a little bit of work and rolling. Okay, so that combination can really help. Remember, you can use rolling as an entire workout, meaning an active recovery workout, and that's a great idea when you'd like to have a rest day, but also if you've gone out hiking or biking or something like that, it's a great idea to come home and use your roller. So I hope that was helpful in learning a little bit more about the details of foam rolling, and let me know the questions that you have, and good luck with the rolling.